Hey everybody, how are you doing today? It's a beautiful fall morning, and today I want to clear up some maybe some misunderstandings or misconceptions about what quantum healing really is, what intuitive healing is. This group is all about intuitive healing through soul self restoration. And I think there's a little bit of confusion from some of you new people, newcomers to the group, and so I feel like every once in a while we have to clear this up. So, and which is fine. I get this question a lot. Lots of people ask me, what in the world is quantum healing? What is intuitive healing? What is soul self restoration? So I want to help share that with you. Those of you guys who are new to the group, new to my broadcast, my name is Janet. I'm a quantum healing practitioner, and I am a soul self restoration coach. And I would like to just kind of share what that means. How does that translate into you getting well, right? Quantum, the word quantum basically means tiny. Quantum is going beyond the physical. When I was at my sickest and working really hard with a coach of mine to try to help me get on that pathway back into spontaneous healing, I started studying the laws of quantum healing and quantum sciences and quantum physics. And it was fascinating to understand some of the rules around quantum physics. And so quantum, basically in a nutshell, is teeny, 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 tiny. It's magnifying the physical components of you down deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper. If we put your hand under a really high-powered microscope, I guess, eventually we would see cells, we would start to see particles, molecules, atoms, and subatomic particles, and there would come a point in time where the technology wouldn't have the capacity to show you what's beyond that, even below subatomic particles. But what there is there, what science is starting to say lies underneath the physical parts of you is energy. It's just waves and frequencies. And so that's really what it is. Quantum is tiny. It's shrinking it down, going beyond the physical and into the non-tangible parts of you, which that's energy. It's just waves and frequencies of energy. And that part of you, that energetic part of you, is what writes the code to how your body manifests itself physically in this world. And I always like to liken your physical body to a computer. Your body is a bioprocessor, and it's a lot like a computer. So the computer, when you turn it on, doesn't just function of its own accord. There has to be programs in place, right? There have to be apps and programs in place that run these programs. There's code underneath all of that, which is basically numbers and energies and frequencies as well. So it's the energy in your body that writes the code for how your body physically manifests itself into the world, whether it be sickly with depression or anxiety. And so if you learn how to tap into those teeny tiny parts of you, the non-tangible parts of you, the energetic parts of you, you can actually rewrite the code for how your body is expressing itself in this physical dimension. So we can actually access that energy, the non-tangible parts of you that lie at the root of your physical problems. And that energy sometimes could be made up of fixed mental positions, it could be emotions, it could be trapped, stored emotions, it could be like memories, it could be unresolved issues from past dramas and traumas. There's so much that it could be, right? It could be the pains of your past that haven't been resolved. It could be memories. It could be maybe unhealthy or crappy beliefs that you have about yourself. And all of that, the fixed mental positions and all the thoughts and feelings and beliefs and emotions, and even more than that, it could just be even electrical interference or spiritual interference or energetic interference. Could be some of that too. So there's so many things that play into that quantum level, the energetic level of who you are. And but you need to understand that you can tap into that and resolve those energies, bring them back to a higher frequency, a state of peace, a state of love. And those things, unresolved or resolved, have biological consequences. And it's important to note that this isn't talk therapy, right? You're not going up into your head to resolve this stuff. We have ways, right? We have ways of taking you deep inside of your body to resolve the unresolved data that sits on your hard drive. And if you think about a computer, your body's like the computer, it's a bioprocessor. So the more data that gets stored on your hard drive, especially if it's unprocessed data or perhaps you have corrupted files, the more of that stuff that gets stored on your hard drive, the slower your system runs, the more bogged down the computer becomes, and it gets infected with viruses and problems, right? It's the same with your physical body. And so what we use for the terminology of what intuitive healing really is that it's just neutralizing and resolving the energies that sit on your hard drive that need to be resolved. If you have some corrupted files, you got to delete those. If you've got way too much data or memory sitting on your hard drive, you got to remove some of that so that the computer can function. And it's the same with your body. Now, I get a lot of people that come to me daily. I'm on the phone every single day having discovery calls with potential coaching clients of mine. And you guys, I have to tell you, I hear this every single day from mostly women who are suffering with chronic illness and pain and anxiety and depression and just like that general stuckness in your life. Sometimes men come to me as well. We all have the same issues and problems, right, that sometimes bog down our systems. But I hear people say to me all the time, I don't feel like I even know who I am anymore. I feel like I've been on autopilot. I've been just trying to push through life with brute force, just trying to get through the trauma and the drama of daily life. There's so much responsibility. There's so much weighty, heaviness, pressure sitting on your shoulders that bogs you down. And people say to me, I just feel like the pressures of life have yanked me out of touch with who I am. I don't even know who that is anymore. I don't have time to feel my feelings. I don't have time to process this stuff. And you guys, choosing not to process the dramas and traumas of your past and choosing not to make peace with your body, not to make peace with your past or with God or with other people, choosing that has biological consequences and it can make you sick. Hi, Yana. Thanks for jumping on. It's just you and me today. But anyway, I just wanted to clear up some of that, just some of the questions that people have when it comes to quantum. So what I've done with quantum healing or intuitive healing is I've had several really personal experiences with had a couple of out-of-body experiences when I got really sick, and it gave me some perspective in the area of who I am and who I am not. And I remember looking back at the body thinking, wait a minute, I thought that was me. Like, it's an interesting experience to hover above the physical body and go, like, look at it because it looks familiar to you and you recognize it as yours, and some people think that their body is who they are. And if you go around life thinking that you are your physical body, it's going to be a really threatening experience for you moving through physical earthly life because the body's temporary. And you need to come to understand that you as a being, as an energetic, spiritual soul being, are not temporary. Your body is, but you aren't. So when you leave this body and lay the body down in a crust on the ground and it decays and decomposes, then what's left? Like, who are you? Who are you without all the mental scripting and the mind chatter and all of the things that you've done to, I guess, like create an identity for yourself out of your mental programming and your thoughts and your beliefs and your attitudes and your past and your memories. That stuff is not who you are. It does not sit at the core of who you are. It's a part of the body. Your brain is an organ, but your brain and everything that goes on inside the brain is not who you are ultimately. The brain is an organ, and the brain's job, just like a calculator, is to compute, compare, and analyze data. but the data isn't who you are, right? So if you're not careful, you'll start to create this false identity for yourself out of the data, and then you think that is who you are, and it's not. And that stuff, not knowing who you are, also comes with biological consequences, and it can be a really scary, confusing, chaotic way to live your life if you continue on in that direction. So I think personally, not only is quantum healing and intuitive healing such a profound tool to use in restorative medicine, I believe taking it even a step further and helping the client tap in to the authenticity of who you really are, who you've always been, and who you always will be, that's where the power really comes in. I mean, that's where this stuff gets so juicy, because you start to realize that you're more than just the physical flesh. You're the light that's shining through that body. You are the light that animates the body and carries it around in daily life. So when you learn how to tap into that part, you've tapped into divine, infinite, glorious intelligence. And you can't access that intelligence from your brain. You have to get into the soul, you have to get into the center, you have to go into the body to access that part of yourself. And when you do, and you finally learn how to just be, then all of the other components of life that stress you out, like all the doing, all the to-do lists and all the stuff you got to do and get done, that stuff just falls into alignment, falls into place, and it just becomes easy, like a beautiful expression of who you are instead of what you have to be. Yana, that's your magic, everybody's got it. We just need a reminder. Yep. Yeah. Every one of you guys is a divine soul being, and it behooves you to know yourself in all ways. You deserve to be known, not just by you, but by the rest of the world. So thank you for hanging out with me here today, and click the, just type in replay in the box if you guys are hitting this on the replay after work today, and let me know what your thoughts are. Let me know what your experiences have been as far as your healing journey goes. A lot of you are just now starting your healing journey. Some of you are coming into this group and you're kind of looking at it going, I don't even know what this is. So if you have questions, you can private message or you can drop them into the chat box. Okay, see you guys tomorrow. Bye.